Hi folks, welcome back to Virtue's Last Reward. Last time we escaped with everyone other than Dio.
Yeah, fuck him.
Yeah, fuck you. We're out, so that's very exciting. But as we noted at the end of last episode, things feel a little bit off. We know there's outstanding information.
Yeah, there's no sound here right now, which is spooky. And like no music. And everyone is infected, with the exception of Alice and Quark, are infected with Radical 6. So
now we just have to see how this is going to be handled.
Yeah. And Sigma seems like he explained how the room worked, but he seems a little put off by the situation of decompressing to go outside too because of the explanation of Radical 6.
He's aware that if the decompression is for Radical 6, this is all sort of meaningless. But yeah, I think he's just in the let's keep taking steps forward and we'll figure out what happens next.
Exactly. Yeah. All right. Well, let's see what happens. Oh, now there's music.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you guys suit up?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
As soon as we were all inside, the process began.
Okay.
Through my helmet, I could hear the soft hiss of air being sucked out of the room. We stood there for several minutes, waiting for the process to finish.
Hey.
At last it did, and we heard the door begin to open.
Oh, I'm nervous.
Beyond it was another decompression chamber. We repeated the process 2 more times before we reached the final door and opened it.
Okay.
And we're out.
Yep. Oh, yeah, because it's a lunar eclipse tonight. That's right.
Well, it was a lunar eclipse 50 years ago.
Well, right, yeah. Oh, shit. Right. Fuck! I had said that before, too, that maybe it's timed out that it's also a lunar eclipse tonight.
That is totally possible. Yeah. Last time we were out here, we didn't realize that we were in the future, necessarily, so that was the logic Sigma used for why the moon is red.
Yes.
But it is possible. We don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. The dead, bleak landscape wasn't a surprise for me. I had seen it before, in another timeline. The others hadn't, however, and although I couldn't see their faces through their visors through the visors of their helmets, I heard more than a few gasps over the radio. For a few long moments, we just stood there, astonished.
Where the hell are we? The desert, I guess? I figured that out. I mean, which one? I don't know, but I think I know what day it is. Look at the moon. It's red, right?
I wonder if Sigma will call her out.
That means today's the total lunar eclipse. So? Remember the astronomy magazine in the lounge? Well, the next eclipse like this was going to be on December 31st, 2028. So... Wait a minute. Let me get this straight. Are you suggesting we were sleeping for a week after we were abducted? I think so.
Nah, girl, it's longer than that.
Wherever we were must have been far away from any city. The air was clearer than I'd ever seen it. And the stars. The sky was full of them, more stars than I'd ever seen in my life. I could even spot the hazy arm of the Milky Way. But the most striking feature was the moon. It was blood red and massive, much bigger, in fact, than I remembered it being. Then, as I watched, a black spot began to move across the surface.
What?
It was hard to see the details, but it looked circular. The spot continued to move across the moon, heading for the right edge.
What's that?
The moon. Well, the moon's shadow, actually.
The moon's shadow?
I frowned. Yeah, Tenmyoji knows what's going on. Hey, Tenmyoji, you want to bring us in? That didn't make any sense.
Zero told me to stay quiet. I think he was worried I'd spill the beans on his operation. He said if I didn't toe the line, he wouldn't just kill me. He'd kill Quark, too.
Tenmyoji.
So real quick, confirmation.
Yeah.
Tenmyoji has said a couple times in a couple different timelines that he knew who Zero was. This is the first time he's used a pronoun. So he was not referring to Akane Zero. He was referring to Zero Senior.
You're exactly right. Yes.
And I agreed, like an idiot, and brought Quark with me. Just
So we are on the moon.
Such an idiot.
Are we on the moon?
So, that being the case, might as well start with this. I meant what I said before. That up there is the moon's shadow.
What the hell are you saying?
Think about it. If that's the moon's shadow, then what's it falling on?
That's Earth?
Yeah. It's not the red moon you get from a lunar eclipse. Then again, this isn't a lunar eclipse. It's a solar eclipse. Anybody in the black spot down there is looking up at the moon, covering the sun.
What? No way! If that's the Earth, then where the hell are we?
The moon, of course. This is the lunar surface. We were just inside a moon base. No way.
That's why we had to depressurize, because we had to go out into space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you've got to be lying. How do you expect us to believe that? This can't be the moon.
Yeah, that's pretty ridiculous. Besides, if this was the moon, how do you explain the gravity? The moon only has 1/6 of the Earth's gravity. So what's this?
She picked up a rock and dropped it.
See? That looked perfectly normal.
Yes, it looked that way.
Luna?
You were right about the gravity in a way. I was one of the people who knew this wasn't Earth. Well, I suppose I'm not people, if we're being honest, but...
Excuse me?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
People don't
Luna, maybe
realize
hold
that.
off for a minute.
Yeah, don't drop that one yet.
Don't drop that one
Hold
yet.
on to that nugget for a second.
Exactly. Maybe this is not a productive time.
No.
Please just listen. Alice, you were infected with Radical 6. Then we gave you the Accelavir, which cured you. The Radical 6 isn't completely gone, though. Some of its symptoms stick around for a while.
What symptoms?
Well, Radical 6 can slow down your brain's processing speed by the root of 1/6.
Ah, shit. So, we're on the moon. Everything seems like it's all kosher because, like, our brain is perceiving at 1/6 speed, which is the Earth's gravity.
Which we actually knew Radical 6 did. We just didn't realize we were infected by it.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I still think that means that Phi can jump because she's not being affected by, like...
Well, I mean,
I don't know.
We still see her jump,
That-
and it still
oh,
looks pretty special.
that's
But we'll
true.
see.
Interesting.
But on the other hand, you still can jump.
Right. Normally.
Yeah, nobody else has just tried to do ninja skills.
Right. Right.
All Alice did was drop a rock.
Yes.
Phi's like, no, I can fly because gravity
So
is...
does this mean for Luna, everything, like, looks and is perceived as, like, 1/6 Earth gravity for
I'm gonna
her?
assume that Luna has just slowed her own processing speed.
Okay.
Because
would
it
make
wouldn't
sense.
it wouldn't make sense for her to be running normally while everyone else isn't.
Right, because then if she were talking to us, it would sound like she's talking really fast.
Exactly. So
like,
instead, she has to talk like this.
right, and we're perceiving it as
that,
normal.
if you sped that up, it wouldn't sound normal. So that's why she must be working at a 1/6 pace.
That
So,
makes
yeah.
sense. Okay.
Yup.
Whoa.
Yup.
Weird.
It can take a while for your brain to get back up to speed. Every one of us has been infected. In other words, all of our brains have been processing information at a much lower speed.
Yeah.
If you evaluated the root of 1/6, you'll get a number close to 0.408. That means our brains are running at something slightly less than half speed. As you said before, the moon's gravity is about 1/6 that of Earth's. The time that it takes for an object to fall is inversely proportional to the square root of the gravitational acceleration.
this is
Since
insane.
the gravity is lower on the moon, that means the time increases. I guess that's a little technical. Let me give you an example. Say you drop an apple from a height of 4.9 meters. It will take approximately 1 second to hit the ground. On the moon, however, that time would be 1 second times root 6, which would be approximately 2.45 seconds. I used 4.9 meters because it matches up with the acceleration of gravity nicely, but it could be anything. The gravity constant is, well, a constant. You could drop something from 10 centimeters or 10 meters and it would be the same. Does that make sense? So now we've established that on the moon, things fall root 6 times slower than they do on Earth. That being the case, what what would happen if someone's brain slowed down by root 1/6? To them, 2.45 seconds would feel like 1 second. 4.9 seconds would feel like 2. But it's not hypothetical. That's what's been happening to every one of us. Wait, you're saying that's the reason we didn't notice the weaker gravity? Are you sure you didn't notice anything? Think back. Huh? You and Sigma and Phi said something about it in the lounge. About how you felt weird.
It's kind of like my body isn't really mine. I'm sort of floating. Like that?
Interesting.
It seemed insane, but what Luna said made sense. In fact, it explained Phi's apparently superhuman strength quite well.
There we go.
Because it's not
Yeah.
just jumping, it's being able to lift things too.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Fly, Phi, fly! Yeah!
She never questioned it either. She just did it. Yeah.
Wait, this is crazy. That can't possibly be Earth out there. Look at it. I've seen photos of Earth, and it's blue and green and beautiful. That thing is just red.
Before we get into that, I should probably tell you something. This isn't New Year's Eve in 2028.
Yeah.
No.
Today is January 27th.
In 29?
Sigma, you know the answer
Come
to
on,
this.
Sigma!
Come on, man.
No.
Don't tell me. 30?
Still no.
Then just what year is this?
It's 74. 2074.
Yeah. No. That's insane. That would mean we were abducted more than 45 years ago.
I don't blame you if you don't believe me, but it's the truth.
How can you be sure?
It's not that hard. Quark and I left Earth on January 23rd, 2074. Solar eclipses are easy to predict. We've known that there'd be one on the 27th for a long time. That's just science. Nobody can change that.
But why is the Earth red?
Well.
That's a long story. About 45 years ago, on April 13th, 2029, there were 18 annihilation reactors operating in various parts of the world.
Uh-oh.
On the 13th, all 18 of them went up. All at the same time.
Oh, fuck.
Yep.
From Radical 6, essentially? Or...
We don't know.
Oh,
but we know Radical
shit.
6 is a factor and was involved in all of this,
Yes.
The explosion was about 180,000 times as powerful as the atom bomb they dropped on Hiroshima.
What? Why?
I suppose it started a few months before that.
Yeah.
The government had a test site for a future Mars mission out in the middle of Nevada. On December 31st, 2028, there was an accident. Well, accident doesn't quite convey the right sense of the thing. The point is, Radical 6 claimed its first victims there, then escaped. Didn't take long for it to spread to the rest of the world. Like Luna explained, the virus slows your brain down, but eventually, it also makes you kill yourself. Pretty soon, the bodies started to pile up. Some people would take a dive off a building or shoot themselves in the head. You know, the classics. But for some, it was poison or fire or asphyxiation or the noose. Plenty of people jumped in front of trains or cars. One pilot on a passenger airline drove his plane into the ground. Most forms of transportation ground to a halt pretty fast. That meant food couldn't get distributed. And thousands of people who weren't even infected died from starvation. Everywhere you went, there were just piles of corpses, covered in flies and rats and crows. I don't know what hell's like, but I imagine it's a lot like that. After a while, people who managed to avoid getting infected started trying to get in touch with one another. They got a hold of some radios and organized a couple meetings. There was only one thing to discuss, of course. How could they get rid of Radical 6? The answer, they decided, was purification. They figured they could just roast the surface of the Earth and that'd kill the virus off for good. On April 13th in 2029, they put their plan into
Jeez,
effect.
they're just like, let's just hard reset the Earth. Oh my god.
That plan was to detonate all 18 annihilation reactors. Now the truth is, that's mostly just rumor. Nobody really knows what happened, but I've got my own theories. I think that the bombers had already been infected.
Yeah.
And when they died, they took billions with them. The ultimate if I die, you're coming with me gesture, I suppose.
It's like driving the plane into the ground, but
Yeah.
on a much, much bigger scale.
Yeah.
I'd bet you money they'd all lost it long before they got to the reactors. Killing most of the world, no matter how bad things had gotten, was not a sane plan, even if it wasn't directly responsible. Radical 6 killed most of the people
I
on
can't
Earth.
fucking believe that Junpei just, like, survived all of that.
That's what's wild is, like, he lived
Yeah.
and just kept on living and, like...
Yeah, and so did Akane.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, oh my god.
Anyway, why it happened isn't that important. Point is, it happened. You ever heard of nuclear winter? Well, that's basically what we got. The explosions threw a ton of crap up into the stratosphere, where it joined up with smoke and ash from all the fires. It blotted out the sun for 7
Holy
years.
shit.
Plants withered and animals died by the millions. The few humans who were left banded together to survive. They were rough times. Eventually, they were over, though. The sky cleared and the sun came back. Plants started blooming again, and the animals that hadn't died out completely began to reappear. Things weren't quite back to normal, though. It's been 45 years now. But there's still quite a bit of dust and ash in the
So
air.
it's all red.
That's what you're
Yeah.
seeing. You know why a sunset's red? Well, this is the same thing. Blue and green light have short wavelengths, and they scatter when they run into debris in the air. Red light, on the other hand, has a longer wavelength, which means it'll get a lot farther when the air's dirty. So there you are. The Earth looks red because that's the only color of light that can make it through the atmosphere.
Oof. Oof.
I was speechless. What could I possibly say? There was no reason for Tenmyoji to lie to us. So we were standing on the moon, looking at the Earth.
Which had been obliterated in the past by a nuclear apocalypse.
Yep.
Or, I guess, just the apocalypse, because it was nuclear
Yeah. And everything
and
else.
everything else. Yeah.
And it was 2074.
Yeah.
But why? Why were we there? Why were we then?
Yeah.
I was so lost in thought I barely noticed Phi's approach.
Hey, Sigma, I think I figured something out.
A window popped up inside my helmet with Whisper in the corner.
Oh.
She seemed to be using a circuit only we could hear.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah? What is it?
I figured out why there's an extra E.
In the ninth.
Ninth lion. An extra E? Oh, you mean the graffiti.
Yeah, the one on floor B.
Yes.
I think it's an anagram, just like on floor A.
Oh.
We'd known that for a while. We just didn't know what it was an anagram for.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's Anna say this time? God damn it, Sigma. You can't be 0. I'm gonna be so mad when you're 0.
This one's a joke, though.
Okay.
Sweet.
God damn it. Knock it off.
All right.
Memento mori if the ninth lion ate the sun. If you rearrange the letters, you get the man on the moon rules the infinite time.
Oh.
See? You need 6 E's to get that.
Ha, yep.
So they stuck an extra one in ninth.
The man on the moon rules the infinite time.
I think it's a message for us from Zero Senior and Akane.
Yes.
Remember what she was telling us?
We created the AB project for one purpose: to transport the consciousnesses of 2 people into the past. Those 2 people are you, Sigma, and you, Phi.
So, what are you getting at?
My God, you're slow. You don't get it? They're saying we rule the infinite time. Infinite time. They weren't just talking about having us jump a couple hours. I think they're planning to send us back. Way back.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you think they're going to send us back 45 years?
Yeah. I'd bet on it.
So the ultimate purpose of the AV project is to send us back in time to that catastrophe Tenmyoji was talking about?
I think so.
That doesn't make any sense, though. Oh, wait a minute. So are we going back to... We're not going back to the moon setup. Are we going to go back to the Earth setup? Because they have a separate facility there.
Yeah, but that was a test Mars facility.
A test
so
Mars
unless
facility.
this facility on the moon was made to mirror the Mars facility,
Which I guess it could have, because
totally
this could be
could've,
like
yeah.
a secondary test facility in preparation to going to Mars. You do it on another body that's not
it could.
Earth.
It's just the only thing we know about the underground. So, okay, real quick. Here's the things we know about the Mars test.
Yes.
We know Radical 6 got released from there.
Yes.
We know that a woman survived, and she was the one that reported that Radical 6 had been released, and that at least 5 people died in the facility.
Yeah, we got that recording.
Right.
Yeah.
We know Junpei was there. Because he said he was there.
Yes.
We have absolutely no idea about his involvement with that. He has been shockingly coy about that entire event.
I cannot
But we know
believe.
he was there.
Yeah. There was also another audio file. Like, we had an audio file with a woman, we had an audio file with a man as well, did we not?
It was the man trying to contact the woman. It's all the same audio file.
It's all the same, that's right.
It was somebody being like, hey Mars, check in.
Yeah.
And then she was like, everyone's dead. And he was like, oh fuck.
Yes.
So,
Yeah. Okay.
so yeah.
Okay. That is what I'm guessing now, is that we jump back to there. I'm vaguely recalling that the voice sounded familiar as well. The woman's voice.
Yes, it did.
Sounded like Luna's voice.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yep.
Wow, we haven't touched that in a long
No, we haven't.
time.
That was a major factor early that then we have ignored for a very long time.
Yeah,
so that's
we
why I
just-
wanted to do a quick refresher,
we got
because
that bit
clearly
early.
they're talking about it now.
We're going
Yeah.
there. I think that's what we're gonna jump to. Is we're gonna jump back to 20 whatever year that was. 29.
2028 would be 2029 by April the world was dead. So it has
Right.
to be somewhere around the end of 2028 when that all happened.
Right, because Sigma was abducted December 25th, 2028.
Yeah.
Right before the new year.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So that tracks, is that like for timing out? Okay.
Yep.
Okay, let's continue. I mean, we came from that same time period before it, actually. So why bring us here and then send us back?
Well, Akane should be able to tell us the rest. Let's go pay her a visit.
Ah, shit, are we gonna see, like, younger Akane? Like, oh, man. Oh, man. Do you know where she is?
I've got an idea. Come on, think. Remember what she said when she gave you the key?
Tufui ego eris.
Ah!
There we go.
Ah! The grave! The one in the garden.
I got there before you, Sigma. But I played this video game,
come
so that
on,
doesn't
what
really
do you
say
have for?
anything.
Does this... Oh, man, does this mean, like, younger Akane's in, like, cryostasis in the fucking ground? Or something? Or
I
just,
don't...
Like, I just
Allison,
I can't ask you these things. We just need to play the game now. I know. This is just me thinking out loud.
No,
so,
I know.
so the viewers know what my brain is doing. Okay.
And I appreciate it greatly.
Okay, this was you.
Let's go.
That was her. Yeah. Let's go. They're just running back in.
We're going back in.
We gotta recompress.
We turned and ran back into the pressure exchange chamber. The others following close behind. The
Oh,
others are like,
jeez.
because that was all in whisper. The others are like, what
No,
are
they're
you
going back
doing?
inside. Well, I mean, they're on the moon. What else are we gonna do?
What are you doing? Did
can't-
you forget something?
Are you out of your suit?
No, I think he's in his suit in a very large spacesuit.
Okay. We're going to have to talk with somebody.
Who?
You really need me to spell it out.
Because like K-suit doesn't have oxygen on it.
That's right,
So he'd have
yeah.
to be in a spacesuit. Yeah.
The person behind all this.
You mean Akane?
Hey. What?
I'll take that as a yes. Let me accompany you then.
Wait, why do you know about Akane?
This is his adoptive mom.
Yeah.
I'll tell you when we get there. Now, if you please.
Yeah, because
I'm coming with you.
Kay's been in the know as well. There's 3 people in this that are in the know.
Yeah.
At least.
The only people that aren't in the know are
Sigma and Phi, essentially. And Dio.
Oh, no, I was going to say Alice Clover.
Oh, yeah. They're like, yeah, you're right, because Dio
Yeah.
knows, because he's there to kill Akane and plant the bombs. And,
Yeah.
Yeah. Ha, interesting.
Yeah.
Yes.
At this
Yeah.
point, everyone except for Alice and Clover know what's going on.
That's true. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You folks just said the magic word.
Yep.
We sure did.
I'm going to then.
So am I.
Hey, is this Akane you're talking about?
And Clover's like, well, fine, now
Fine,
I'm here.
I'm here now. Yeah.
You know her real well.
Wait, you're not...
Yeah.
You're serious? What the hell is going on?
Oh, shut up. Just shut up. Come if you want. We don't need to do roll call. Once we get there, Akane can explain everything.
That does mean Alice must know who Akane is. Because she didn't question it for a second. She's
Yeah.
just like, okay, I'm in.
Yep.
Cool. Akane. Sweet.
Yep. Sweet. Excellent. I love that she's in a... Oh, God, she's in a box.
With that, we headed back through the airlock.
It's gonna be real frustrating. She's dead!
I just remembered. I can't believe I forgot how this all worked. I just remember. Okay, sorry. I just remembered how the game works. I hadn't realized I'd forgotten something key, and I just remembered.
You can't tell me,
I
though.
can't tell you.
Damn it. Okay.
Fuck.
Fuck. Shit. Well,
It's gonna play out soon. It took me an
I'm gonna
embarrassingly long amount of time
I
to
will-
remember.
I'll be there. I don't know what you're talking about.
I know. You'll know soon.
Okay.
You'll know very soon.
Oh boy. Oh. I love how we can just get back in.
Clever. The number 9 door on floor A is shut forever once the game ends.
But not B.
Ah! That's why there's an elevator.
That's also why they kept freaking calling attention to this door.
Yes!
They kept being like, hey, isn't this another door?
Yeah, look at that.
Yep.
Assuming Zero Jr. was telling the truth, of course, but the door on floor B...
Yeah. Thought we might be able to take the lift to it, and it looks like I was right.
Oh my god.
Any idea where Akane might be?
Yeah. The grave.
You mean
Sorry.
the grave in the garden?
Yeah. Don't worry. I don't think she's buried there or anything. Chances are she's alive. Just in the grave. Anyway, let's move. To the garden. Go. We gotta figure this out. I gotta know if she's alive or not. I'm gonna be...
I'm like buzzing. I'm buzzing. Oh, man. I'm so freaking excited. Let's freaking do this.
Is this time?
Hold
is this
on
a
to your
time
hats.
Capsule?
Hold on to your hats, folks.
Hold on to your butts.
Yep.
Oh my god. Oh my god, it's happening. Shit's happening.
Is Akane really under here?
I think so.
What should we do? Are we gonna dig her out?
No, I don't think we'll have to do anything with that. You see that keyhole on the grave? I swear to god, if Zero Senior pops out of this grave and is like, what's up?
I've been here the whole time, bitches.
Yeah. God damn it. If I just insert this here.
I pulled the key off my ankle and fitted it into the hole.
I'm
I twisted it to the right
My heart-
until I heard something unlock.
My heart is racing right now. What is going to happen?
With a quiet grinding, the grave began to shift.
Hey!
What is this? It doesn't look like a coffin.
Yeah, it's a treatment pod.
Oh my god. It is, isn't it?
The glass on the cover had been frosted over, making it opaque. We couldn't see who or what was in it.
Let's see what's inside.
She grabbed a hold of the lever on the side of the pod.
No good. I think it's locked.
What?
Treatment pod TP00. Stage 1 defrosting complete. Stage 2 will be complete in 10
wait
minutes.
10 minutes.
Once stage 2 is complete, the lock will automatically disengage.
Right, cold sleep.
What?
These pods can put people into cold sleep. It uses something called CAS to freeze human bodies without destroying their cells.
So, Mizakane's like an ice cube?
I think so.
Then we gotta wait till she melts?
Yeah.
So how about you tell us your story while we wait, Kay? Specifically, why do you know Akane?
I remembered.
What do you remember?
Everything. I was born and raised in this facility. It's called Rhizome 9. A rhizome is an underground plant stem that spreads by sending out roots. Kind of makes sense, doesn't it? This facility is a little like a rhizome. Supposedly, that's why they call these installations that. The number comes from the facility's number. There are 54 rhizomes on the moon, and this is the 9th one.
Jesus. Of course it's the 9th one,
Well,
too.
I suppose the other ones don't really matter to you, do they? In any event, I grew up here with Akane and Zero Senior. I watched them create the AB project.
The AB project?
Yes. Its purpose is to send Phi and Sigma, or their consciousnesses at least, to the past.
Now, why had Kay forgotten and is now just remembering? Like, that
You
is,
don't know.
That is not
Because
clear.
in the past, it was a process, him remembering.
Right, and
Here,
now
he
it's-
just is like, oh yeah, I know Kane.
Yeah, it just
So,
all came
we don't
back
know.
to him. Yeah. Back 45 years, right?
Yes.
So, you want us to change history, huh? Go back and keep Radical 6 from getting out, and stop the reactors from exploding. That's our mission?
Well, not exactly.
No. What? Okay. What do you mean?
It's true that the ultimate goal of the project is to keep Radical 6 from spreading to the general population. But even if you do make it back, you won't be able to do much. By now, it's already too late.
Too late?
What do you mean?
Let me begin at the beginning. You might be thinking that Zero Senior and Akane were the ones who created all this, but that's not entirely correct. They only followed the histories they'd already seen. It was the only choice they had. Nothing less than the future of mankind is at stake. We need the two of you to jump through timelines while maintaining your memories. That is why you had to play the AB game, and why the chromatic doors were necessary. By forcing multiple options, you could make numerous jumps. We speculated that jumping more would strengthen your memories. The puzzles were also there for a purpose. Some theories hold that a moment of insight when you solve a puzzle strengthens your connection to the fourth dimension. That was the reason for the puzzles. Your infection with Radical 6 was also a vital part of our plan. By slowing down your brain's processing speed, we can store your potential. With that energy stored up, we just had to provide a life or death situation to launch your consciousness into the fourth dimension.
Can I say, I think I called a lot of this stuff.
You did.
Yeah, but I still don't.
But we've also
fully understand.
They've been saying a lot of these things for a while. This
That's
is not
true.
new information.
That is
not
true.
necessarily.
Yeah.
The question, as always, is why, and why is it too late?
Right. Yeah. Why is this timeline too late? Why? Yeah.
Like a bullet from a slingshot.
Wait,
Wait.
I'll say, well, I'll mention it in a little bit.
hold on just a minute here. You keep talking about Sigma and Phi, but what about the rest of us?
Yeah.
Why did you bring us here?
That's simple. In earlier histories, you were all here in Rhizome 9. We needed you here to accurately replicate those histories. Although I suppose that's probably not a good enough explanation for you. In a sense, though, it is the truth. Our primary goal was to replicate history. The rest is... Yes, I suppose I should explain. Very well. I will try and do so in a way you can understand. First, Alice and Clover. They were abducted 45 years and 1 month ago, on December 22nd, 2028. The location is Earth, of course. More specifically, Los Angeles, California. Correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
After being kidnapped, your bodies were sent to a facility under Akane's direction. You were placed in treatment pods and immediately put into cold sleep. 4 months later, you arrived at this facility. The date you finally arrived was April 14th, 2029. Your trip from Earth to this facility was aboard a spaceship powered by an annihilation engine. Following your arrival, your pods were placed in long-term storage. Does that make sense?
Are you telling me we were sleeping in those pods here for 45 years?
Yep.
Yes. In preparation for this day.
But why? What do you need us for?
You are an Esper, aren't you, Clover? I mean that you are able to access the fourth dimension. Am I wrong?
Did Akane tell you?
In a manner of speaking. As I've already explained, the purpose of this project is to send Sigma and Phi's consciousnesses to the past. Espers are able to sort of resonate with one another, which can amplify their power. You understand? This is why we brought you here, Clover.
What about me?
We needed your help, Alice, to deactivate Dio's bombs.
Huh? But I didn't do anything.
But you did. In another history, you were able to perform a prime decomposition on the 25-digit integer that Dio left behind. Only you could do that sort of thing.
Yep.
Because of your feat of mathematics, we were about to determine that Dio had planted the bombs. Then we were able to question him and get the password for the number 31. Finally, we used that information to stop the bomb in this timeline. Without your help, Alice, we would have been reduced to nothing more than so much space dust. This history exists because of your presence. Now, let me explain why we needed Tenmyoji and Quark. Tenmyoji is simple. We needed you for the same reason we needed Clover.
Big old powerful Esper, yeah.
Yep.
You are able to access the fourth dimension. Almost half a century ago, you used that ability to save a young girl, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
We needed you to resonate with Sigma and Phi, so we brought you here. All it took was a messenger.
Do you want to see Akane? If you do, come with me. I was a fool and fell for it.
And you brought Quark with you. In fact, you insisted that he come.
Yeah, I know. I guess you were worried about leaving me alone, huh? He kept saying he couldn't run off to the moon and leave me behind.
I'm sorry, Quark. If I hadn't been so stupid and selfish, none of this would have happened to you. I never thought this would happen. Can you ever forgive me?
Oh, don't worry about it. I mean, I agreed to come with you.
And also, nothing's happened to me in this timeline,
Yeah.
so I don't know any better.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought the moon would be way more interesting than boring old Earth. What kid would turn that down?
We didn't see the messenger after we got on the ship. It was on autopilot. As soon as we got in, it headed straight for the moon. During the trip, Zero told me to keep quiet once we got there. I don't remember anything after we landed.
Then there was a bunch of that white smoke, and we passed out, and when I woke up, I was in the AB room.
Now, Dio. His real name is Left, and he's the leader of a terrorist organization called the Myrmidons. He was ordered to come here. The Myrmidons are under the control of an organization called Free the Soul, which is in turn controlled by a man known as Brother. It was Brother who orchestrated the release of Radical 6 into the general population 45 years ago. Do you remember what Phi mentioned earlier? The ultimate purpose of the AB project is to change history and keep Radical 6 from being released. If we succeed, that would be bad for Brother and his organization. Our success would prevent them from creating the ideal world they're working toward. That is why Brother sent Left, his trusted lieutenant, to this facility. They needed to stop the AB project. So, Dio was given two tasks. The first was to eliminate Akane, the architect of the AB project. The second was to join the AB game and win it. If Dio won the game, the AB project would not be completed, at least not in that timeline. In other words, in that world, the project would have been stopped. If things didn't go as planned, Dio was given a contingency plan. If you cannot murder Akane and win the game, destroy Rhizome 9. Hence, the bombs.
So that's why the bombs are set up whenever...
Yeah, they only exist
Like-
in the timeline where Akane's not dead.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because it's his backup plan.
Yep.
Can I ask you something?
Perhaps.
How did Brother know about the AB project?
He was also an Esper. We can set Brother aside for now, though. May I
okay.
proceed?
No one objected. We were all curious.
Excellent. That explains everyone, save two. Luna and myself. Sigma and Phi already know the truth about Luna. I don't believe I should reveal any more, however. I think it would be more appropriate if you could ask Luna yourselves at a later time.
Oh.
Would that be all right with you, Luna?
Yes, that's okay.
As for me, as I said before, I was born and raised here. The rest of you were brought to this facility, but I've never left. That makes me someone close to Zero Senior and Akane.
Hey, I've been wondering, who is Zero Senior?
You've already met him, Sigma. In another timeline.
Yeah. Well, I saw a hologram. I still don't know who he is.
Stage 2 is complete. TP00. Unlocking.
It looks like it's finished.
Oh my god. Are we gonna be so rude?
I was about to say.
We're gonna be so rude.
I'm about to be the biggest asshole ever. I'm about to be real mean.
It keeps you guys coming back.
I'm about to be the worst. Hey guys, do you want to find out what's in the pod next time?
Oh, yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh my god. Again, we've answered things, but that's unlocked like 2 or 3 more questions at the same time. That keeps happening. Like,
it definitely
they're
keeps
so
happening.
good at that.
And what's interesting is that most of what we just learned, we knew or had theorized.
Yes.
But what it all plays out to mean is still
a mystery.
It's just still a mystery.
Yeah.
But I think we're gonna get a lot closer in just a little bit.
Yep. Let's we'd love for you guys to join us next time as we find out who's in this fucking pod.
Yeah. See you then, folks.
Bye.